Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our live chat with the city manager. My name is Philip Southern. I'm the city's Public Information and Legislative Affairs Officer, and we wouldn't have much of a chat with the city manager without our city manager, Armando Villa, sitting next to me here, and also joining us is our Public Works Director, Nicholas Fiddler. So we'll be looking forward to providing everyone with some information, some updates here from the city, and then we'll be answering some of your questions. And with that, I'll turn it over to Armando.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you for joining us today. I know that we did have a little bit of a technical snag, so apologize for taking a little bit longer. So as you know, we're always looking for ways to engage with the community, to hear some of your concerns. And at the last live chat with the city manager, we did have a great deal of success connecting with a lot of you. So we're back at it again. This time, since we posted our live chat, we received a number of questions from you, from the community, mostly related to public infrastructure and traffic. Right, traffic continues to be probably our number one priority. So we've invited Nick Fiddler, our Director of Public Works, to help us overview some of the projects that we're working on to try to alleviate the traffic concerns and also the traffic problems that we're having. As you know, our City Council, traffic is one of the primary issues and a priority for our City Council. It was identified as part of our strategic plan, and we are putting together a series of programs and plans to be able to bring traffic down and mitigate traffic. We're going to be having a meeting with our City Council next week, a workshop, and we're going to be introducing more new projects that are going to help us mitigate traffic concerns in our city. So we've invited Nicholas Fiddler, our Director of Public Works, which is in charge of our CIP program, our Capital Improvement Program, so he can help us overview some of the projects that we're working on. So Nick, would you help us share some of the projects we're working on?
Sure, thank you, Armando. Yes, we are working on several major transportation projects. Today I'm going to share with you 8 of our larger projects through a PowerPoint, so hopefully you can see some of the details that we're working through. So the 8 projects that we're working on are the Holland Road Overpass, which some of you might have already seen. It started construction earlier this year in January. Next project that we're working towards is Bradley Road Bridge over Salt Creek, and then McCall Boulevard I-215 interchange widening, the Scott Road Bundy Canyon Road widening, and our Garbani Road I-215 interchange, McCall Boulevard widening, this is Oakhurst to Menifee, and then Valley Boulevard widening, and then lastly Marietta Bridge over Salt Creek. So jumping into some of the details of these projects, we have Holland Road, which is basically spanning from Hahn Road to Hanover, which provides a new access across the I-215 east-west. This project is in construction, started January of this year, and is anticipated to be complete in July of 2024. The project is in the initial phases. We relocated some utilities, and in the next couple of weeks we'll start to do some of the foundation work for the bridges. Our Bradley Road Bridge over Salt Creek, this is a much needed project to eliminate some of the low water crossings throughout our city. In any moderate rain event, the road is required to be closed, so this bridge will provide an all-weather access over the Salt Creek Channel, spanning between the Newport and Sun City areas, providing another means of dedicated transportation network. This project is almost complete in design. We anticipate wrapping up the design and the environmental of June or July of this summer and going out to bid later this fall with the anticipated start date to early next year. Next, we have our McCall Boulevard I-215 interchange. We're currently in what we call our PA&ED, Project Approval and Environmental Document phase. This is just to gain all the necessary environmental clearances for the project, and then working closely with Caltrans to identify the improvements within their right-of-way. As you can see from this slide, we'll be pushing 3 lanes in each direction across I-215, and then improving the on and off ramps adjacent to the interchange. Next project is Scott Road, Bundy Canyon Road widening. We're also working very hardly on this project. So we're about 60% design complete. We're working through our environmental documents as well, which are proposed to be complete in later this year, and then we'll move into construction 2024. Our Garbani Road and I-215 interchange is just starting. We're in our project information document phase. This is very preliminary, so moving through that project. This is a multi-year project which can take anywhere from 6 to 8 years to complete, working very closely again with Caltrans on this project. And then Valley Boulevard widening. This will make a connection. We have a couple missing links on the Valley Boulevard Road. It will tie into Murrieta, just north of Salt Creek. We'll make a connection between the existing EMWD treatment plant and also just north of McCall up near Chambers. We'll make a connection, and it'll ultimately connect all the way to Getz Road. That project is about 30% design complete right now. And then McCall Boulevard widening, this project's about 60% complete. This will go from the hospital or Oakhurst all the way to Menifee. This project proposes to add 2 lanes in each direction. And then lastly, we have Murrieta Road Bridge over Salt Creek. This project is just in the very initial phases, so we'll be pushing this out to design real shortly. With that, that completes my wrap-up of all the major projects that we're working on.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Really appreciate it. I think one of the things, too, just tying in with some of the projects we have going on, obviously these projects, they represent millions of dollars in investment in our community. And one of the things that we've really done a good job of here in Menifee is working to leverage outside dollars to bring that money here to help bring these projects forward much quicker. And so in the last 2 years, working with a lot of our elected officials at the federal, state, and local levels, we've been able to secure upwards of over $10 million in 4 local projects here in Menifee. So we're very proud of that, and that's an effort we're going to continue to do to make sure that we are bringing these projects to life and improving the quality of life for our residents. So with that, we're going to turn it over to some questions we received. We've actually received quite a bit already from folks out in the community, so thank you for those. Nick, we'll kick it off with you because, again, a lot of the questions we did receive relate to the public works realm. But I think a few of these questions, Nick, kind of pertain to just maybe you can speak to the overall way the city approaches our road maintenance and pavement management.
Sure, thank you, Phil. So we do have several programs that the city uses in order to do pavement management. Our main focus is through our pavement management program. It's a program that we do every 3 to 4 years. We have a consultant go and drive every one of our streets within the city, and that consultant ranks each street using a pavement condition index, and that pavement condition index ranges from 0 being failed to 100 being a brand new roadway. So we utilize that system to help prioritize the roadways, the resurfacing or reconstruction of the roadways. In addition, we use it to help prolong the life of the pavement through a rehabilitation program. And our next step that we use is through our own staff. We have crews that go out in the field and they actually do pothole repairs or minor pavement repairs. We use the data that collected from that department to determine where we're spending a lot of resources to maintain the roads. So those are our 2 primary ways that we determine where work's done, but we also need your help. We have a program, an app that you can help us identify where these issues are. And through that, the citizens helping out, sending us reports of where potholes are, we are able to go out there and backfill them and also identify the needs throughout the city.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. And again, I think this may go to you, Armando. I don't know if you want to chime in on this one as well. But getting kind of aligning with traffic safety. How are we working to ensure that drivers are driving safely, that we're maintaining safety in our neighborhoods with the cars coming through?
Well, there's a number of things that we're working on. Primarily, you have to fix the roads, right? You have to fix the roads to make sure that we get the fluidity of traffic, but we're also trying to do a great deal of education. Our police department spends a lot of time posting speed limits, distracted driver education, and things like that. So we're trying to make sure that people slow down, and also, through education, and obviously the last resort will be the fines and the tickets. But we do have a lot of work to do. A lot of our residents and a lot of our visitors, they drive very fast. So we're trying to make sure that we do what we can to make sure we educate them. We have most of our streets, major streets, have posted speed limits. So we're starting with that, and again, a lot of education.
Perfect. Thank you, Armando. Next question relates to our parks. The question is Menifee looking at a regional park as in addition to all of the other parks we've been installing lately?
Well, I can take that one. I think most of you know that the city is undertaking a comprehensive master plan to identify where we need parks and amenities in our city. And that plan is actually out for review. It's out for a 45-day public review. So if you're interested in looking at that plan, you can go to our website and download it. And we are planning to have a workshop with our city council. I believe it's May 31st. Where we're going to lay out the plan for the next 10 years for park building. A lot of our residents spoke, and they identify the amenities that we need to include in our park system. But we're also working with our developer partners to make sure that as developments come in and houses are built, that they also build the appropriate parks to be able to find more park sustainability in our city. So we have, over the last 4 years, we have actually built about 5 new parks in our city. And we do intend to continue to build more parks to be able to provide that quality of life to our residents.
Perfect. Thank you, Armando. And then we've got a few questions actually on the Krikorian property. I don't know if you want to give a small update there.
Well, that's a project that is the city has been working on for a long time. We continue to tell the public and all those that are interested that this is a private project, right? It's a private project. The city is not building it. The COVID situation really made the project worse. And a lot of people were not going to the movies. A lot of people were not interested in being indoors. So that hurt the project. But we are working with a developer. They are proposing to phase the project. They're going to start with the commercial component of the theater first. They've worked with our planning department, and they are submitting their first phase. And we hope that they're going to be in a position to start the commercial project this year. The theater is still questionable. Most of the theaters are not up to standards right now. I think the latest poll indicated that most of the theaters are about 55% of capacity, so they're not all there yet. So we continue to wait to make sure that when the situation improves, that the developer can build it. So that's about all I can say about that theater.
Perfect. Thank you, Armando. And then a question here too about affordable housing. Are we going to be seeing more affordable housing options here in Menifee?
Well, many of you have noticed that there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of home construction. A lot of that is market rate homes. We do expect, and our planning department is in the process of processing a great deal of more housing opportunities for everyone, right? Affordability sometimes is directly proportional to size, but over the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to see more condominium projects be built in our city, some apartments that are going to be built in our city. And those are needed because not everybody can afford to buy a $600,000-$700,000 home. Some of the price ranges for condominiums are right there where where the price points need to be so that we allow every income level to apply for those things. So you can expect to see probably in the next 3 years a little more affordability and housing construction.
Okay, next question we got is related to EV charging stations. Are we going to be seeing any more EV charging stations here in the city?
I think we're going to turn it over to Nick here because as we see that is currently a demand for more EV charging stations of all kinds, but we don't really have a city program for it. Nick, do you have anything to add to that?
So yes, some of the development activities that are actually happening in the city are proposing some EV charging stations. We have also been in contact with individual companies that are looking to install charging stations on public property. So we're exploring that. We haven't landed any specific projects yet, but that is something that we're looking towards.
Okay. Next question is around park maintenance, and I think Marlon, you addressed a little bit of this during the park master plan update, but I think as that plan gets fleshed out, we'll be looking at how we're going to be addressing our parks going forward in the near future here.
So, Phil, that's correct. I think our park master plan not only covers the facilities that we're going to need for the next 5 years, but it also covers things like how we're going to deal with the maintenance of all the parks that we have. You know, we do intend to build probably another 40 acres of parks here in the next 5 to 10 years. And along with that, it comes the plan to be able to lay out a maintenance plan. As you know, for the first 2 years, parks require very little maintenance, with the exception of just mowing the lawn and the trees. But as years go by, infrastructure breaks down, so we also need to develop the funding sources that we need to be able to maintain those parks and keep them out to standards.
Perfect. Next question is, I would like to know if I can get my kids free activities. It sounds like there's some challenges of being able to afford some of the private classes here.
So I'll take that. I think what we're trying to do here in the city of Menifee is create more programming for all ages. We have a very robust community services department that offers children activities during the summer, adolescent activities, and then also senior activities. We've actually tripled the number of events and also activities in our community services department. Our Lacey Creek facility was expanded just last year, and we're actually doing a lot more programming. So if you haven't taken advantage of some of those, look on our website, and you're going to be surprised to find a great deal of activities, especially in the summer, because we know that when school's out, most parents are looking for things to do with their kids. So look at our website.
Perfect. Well, I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap up here. I know we've got a few other questions. We'll see if we can't respond to those in the chat after we are wrapped up here. But I want to thank everyone again for joining us here today. We wanted to let everyone know that we do have another upcoming chat with the city manager. That's going to be on June 13th at 10 a.m. at the Marion Ashley Community Center. So we hope you can join us there. And want to thank you again for tuning in with us today. Thank you.